Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well, and today I thought since I'm going to be launching the Myo Mashup card game soon, I thought it would be prudent to provide an updated look at how to play the game. Of course, if you played the previous incarnation of this game, which is called the Make Your Own card game, you'll know a lot of these rules already, but if you haven't learned how to play before, and you're interested in this game, follow along as I'll teach you how to play the game. And this is going to be handy if you're interested in trying to test out the game. I've got a link to my Discord in the description if you want to come hang out and try out the game, leave your feedback, and see how the game plays. Starting off, we got to talk about how you win this game, and your goal is pretty simple. You reduce your opponent's life points from 40 to 0. And as you might imagine, you'll do this with your various characters, while using action cards to help turn the tide of battle in your favor. The other way to win is you can force your opponent to run out of cards in their deck, so if they go to draw a card at the start of their turn, they will lose the game right then and there. If you want to play this game, you will, of course, need a deck of exactly 40 cards alongside a 10-card PowerPoint token deck. PowerPoint tokens are needed to play the cards in your deck. You'll also occasionally need some various character tokens. There's only a couple in set 1, but they are there, and you can always use other things to represent the tokens if you're playing in person. In addition, speaking of playing in person, you'll also need some dice to determine who goes first, maybe use them as makeshift counters, as well as pen and paper to keep track of everyone's life points. And of course, since this is a two-player game, you'll need at least one friend to play along with you. So looking at a card, there are several important parts of the card. The top left has the cost. This is how much PowerPoint tokens you'll need to spend to be able to put this card into play or use its effect if it's an action card. Speaking of action or characters, you can see the type of card this is in the little box next to the cost, as well as the card's name, which is how it identifies. Along with the card type, you'll also see subtypes like spirit, hero, that sort of thing. They may have some minor effects on gameplay, such as how they interact with each other, but it's very important to know that. In addition, characters have combat stats in the little box in the lower right corner. This on the left is the attack, which is how much damage a card does to an opposing character or the opponent themselves. And on the right is the defense, which determines how much damage a card can absorb before being destroyed and sent to its owner's discard pile. The middle box displays the various ability text on a character or the game effect text on an action, relic, or domain card. But I'll get into those card types shortly. You've also got below it a little description that provides a little bit of flavor and trivia on the character, as well as some collector's information such as who illustrated it, the card number, set identification, and its rarity. There are 3 main rarities. There's common, uncommon, and rare. And now let's get into the 4 card types. You can tell what type a card is by the color of its borders and the card itself. So you have characters, which are red. These are your main fighting units, and you'll use them to attack your opponent and their characters. Action cards are yellow. These provide some one-shot effects before they're sent to the discard pile after being used. You have relics, which stay in play to provide a continuous effect. Relics also have different subtypes, though the only subtype currently is modifiers, which you can attach to characters to provide them with various stat boosts. Finally, there's domains, which are green, and these are, only one of these can be on the field at a time, and they provide an effect that both sides can take advantage of. But they can be easily replaced if a player plays a new domain card. And as you can see, the different card types all spell out the word card. No particular reason, I just thought it sounded cute if they did that. And this is what a typical play field looks like. You've got your deck and discard pile off to the side. The deck is where you draw from. Discard pile is where your destroyed characters and used up action cards go. On the bottom is the resource zone, which is where you put your PowerPoint tokens, as well as any cards meant to represent your PowerPoint tokens. Up top is the play field where all the characters and any cards attached to them go. It's a pretty simple field layout, as you can see. Now, to start a game, you first determine who goes first. Whether you flip a coin, roll a dice is up to you, but you'll need some way to determine who goes first. Most important thing to note is that the player going first is not able to draw a card or attack on their first turn of the game. Once you've determined who goes first, both players shuffle their decks and then draw a starting hand of 5 cards. Also, both players may, if they wish, have a chance to resolve mulligans at the start of the game. So basically they take any number of cards from their hand, shuffle those back into their deck, and then draw that many cards until they have 5. Players can only resolve mulligans once per game setup, so keep that in mind. There are several parts to a turn, and turns typically play out in this order. You start by charging your power, then you draw a card, then you play cards and use abilities, and finally, you attack and end your turn. And I'll go over these steps in more detail. To start a turn, you start by readying your spent PowerPoint tokens. A spent PowerPoint token is one that's turned to the side. It's one that's turned sideways to show it's been spent. Those will turn to their upright position. Then you gain a PowerPoint token. You just take the top card of your PowerPoint token deck, put it face up in its ready position. You'll do this if you have cards left in your PowerPoint token deck. Then you'll resolve any effects that happen at the start of a turn, and then, if you're not going first, and then you'll draw a card from the top of your deck to put into your hand. Of course, if you're going first, you'll ignore this step on your first turn. From there, you'll be able to play cards. To play a card, you'll spend a number of PowerPoint tokens equal to the cost of the card, listed in the top left corner. So for example, to play Flora Sky here, you'll need to spend 3 of your PowerPoint tokens. You basically take 3 upright PowerPoint tokens, turn them to the side, and then you'll put the card into play that you want. And so once a PowerPoint token is turned sideways, it can't be used to play any other cards on your turn, so keep that in mind. Characters, relics, and domain cards will stay in play while the actions go away. Now, there's certain limits to what cards you can have on your field. You can have up to 5 characters on your side of the field, and each of those can have 1 modifier card attached to them, unless stated otherwise on character effects or things of that nature. There can also only be 1 domain in play. The domains represent where the characters are battling, after all. If you want to put a new domain in play, you'll replace the old one, so the old one will go to its owner's discard pile, and the new one will take its effect. There are 2 types of action cards that are worth noting. You have normal actions, which are pretty standard. You play them on your main playing phase. You pay their cost, activate their effect, and then you'll discard them. Counter actions work the same way, except they have the benefit of being able to be played at any time, even on your opponent's turn. So you can play a card like Coach's Challenge here to negate the effect of an action card that your opponent plays. It's pretty cool. The playing phase is also where you'll use the abilities of your various characters. Abilities come in several different flavors with how to activate them. The first one is called Act Abilities. Most of these require a power cost listed next to them on the card. So for example, Scion's Act Ability requires 2 power to use it. Many Act Abilities also have an OPT next to them. This indicates that ability can only be used once per turn. There are also on-play abilities, which you can activate those when you put that character into play, whether it's from your hand or through some other method. There are also auto abilities, which will activate when their specific condition is met. Finally, there's special keyword abilities that have special rules attached to them. These, such as Ward on Delta Warrior Maxim here, as well as things like assist, evasive, critical, etc. I'll probably explain the various keyword abilities and what they do in a separate video, but most of them have it explained on the card when you're playing, so it's not a big deal. The last thing you'll be doing on your turn is attacking. So to attack, it follows a simple process. You first choose your attacking character, then you'll choose one of the opponent's characters to attack. Finally, you'll compare the attack and defense of the two characters. If your character's attack is higher than the opponent's character's defense, you'll be destroying the opposing character and dealing damage equal to the difference between attack and defense. If the attack and defense are equal, both characters involved in the attack will be destroyed. And if your attack is somehow less than the opposing character's defense, the attacking character is destroyed, but no life is lost in this instance. Also important, you can only attack with one character per turn, even if you have multiple characters in play. So make that attack count. To show an example, you've got Matt here attacking the opponent's Kyle card. So Matt will attack and will compare his 6 attack to Kyle's 4 defense. 6 minus 4 is 2, so Kyle will be destroyed, and the remaining 2 damage will be dealt to Kyle's controller, and getting them 2 points closer to winning the game. To make a deck, it's pretty simple. Your decks must be exactly 40 cards, though decks also can have up to 3 copies of a card that has the same name as the other cards. So 3 copies of any particular card. And you'll also need a 10 PowerPoint token deck, in addition to your normal 40 cards. And those are the basics of the game. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions about any of the rules, you can leave a comment below. I'll be sure to read them and answer your questions to the best as I can. And don't forget to join my Discord server too. Link is in the description as always. You can learn to play there, play with other people who are interested in playing. And I hope to see you in there and we can get in some games. Thank you very much for watching this little how to play video. I will see you in whatever video I upload next, and take care.